Are we ready to begin?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh no, it's horrible and wrong.
How is everybody? It's so wet outside. I hate the weather.
Yeah.
I'm so damp.
Oh.
Go. Right.
Moist
Let's just-
Ryan.
Uh,
But he's okay to say damp.
Not really.
Damp is a normal word. Moist is a disgusting word, as we all know. Let's get cracking,
Woohoo.
shall we? So, last time, you guys all continue to get busy in Yibrit, really. You were doing your own things. There was a visit to the School of Blades. We saw a visit to... Where else did you go? You went back to the jail to see Kazaki, where you established the ground rules about visitations.
Paying attention?
Nothing, sorry.
No, it's good, it's good.
Okay,
More importantly, you all took part after you went to the bakery, of course. Or the bakery, yeah, with Gilbert, the flamboyant guildmaster who shoved his pastries quite physically towards you, yeah, these all seem to go well. You all took part in a tournament. It's a very another success. And to be fair, you all did well. You all took part, you all beat your entry round, which was a fairly decent encounter for all of you individually with no magic as well, so very impressive. Blue, you almost...
It was
almost.
so close.
Oh, I was looking at that back. You were so close. I mean, admittedly, there was a couple of things that I could have been doing better, but you almost took him out, and I was very impressed. But not to be, Blue was taken out by a swashbuckling swordsman, just general arsehole. Yeah.
Swashbucklers are cool.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because my other character's a swashbuckler.
That's a t-shirt right there. Aubrey and Theren had a long-awaited
Grudge match of the year!
Oh my god. Oh, I don't think we can call that a grudge match. We can call that a grudge passing.
a passing of grudge. Exactly, but Theren, bless him, couldn't use any of his magic, and Aubrey got a good initiative between the two.
It was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was super unfortunate. Between because the previous fight was awesome.
It was awesome. It was awesome, to be fair. And Aubrey, you made your way into the semi-finals, where, again, it was a tough roll on the encounters.
She completely decimated me. There was no way I could have won
that. Is true. It was a difficult encounter and a sequence of crits and rolls. But you guys were in level 4 at the time, and that is not very high in the grand scale of things, so we will get there. You all took part and signed up for an expedition through the Guildmaster of the Adventurers Guild, through Leighton Shanks, everybody's favourite tiefling drunken Guildmaster, who persuaded you all to essentially sign up for a babysitting escort mission down to an island in the south called Mount Arnan. You don't know anything particularly about what you're looking for or the purpose of the mission, only that you are escorting some sort of nobility come rich person from Yibrit.
And the Order's going to be there.
And the Order may or may not be there.
Sure, that won't be a problem.
No, I think we're fine.
I'm sure it's
Hide
fine.
your face.
You know that is leaving in a few days' time, and you had some time to kick around Yibrit. Theren, the ever sucker for a life-changing bargain or pact, managed to sign himself up to an agreement with the Guildmaster that by taking part of this this expedition and potentially helping out with the Adventurers Guild in future, he would help to get Kazaki out of jail, certainly loan you the money for the bail, and to go from there. So agreements were made. There is a sort of a reason to be adventuring. Blue, you've got your stuff going on, your Sky Iron. Alan, you do, to be fair. You're either looking for a story, either looking for Sky Iron and for ways of repairing and generally increasing your magical repertoire, which is, to be fair, quite impressive now. There's a lot of spells that Blue can wield now, which is pretty impressive. And Aubrey, having leveled up to level 5, is now the badass barbarian machine of the party.
That's right.
Very good. And so we begin.
Huzzah!
We left it last time. Let me just get my notes back out. You guys have all given me sort of a rough idea of the sort of things that you wanted to get up to in the few days you had between now and when you left for your next expedition. So, I kind of put it out to you guys. You've all given me an idea of what you want to do, but starting perhaps with Blue.
Yeah.
When we left last session, It was, let me just double check the date, so this would have been the 6th.
Okay.
And you were leaving on, sorry, this is why
the
my
11th,
notes are
sorry.
all scattered around like a mad.
No.
Here we go, and you are leaving on the 11th, so you have essentially 1, 2, 3, 4 full days, and you're leaving on the morning of the 5th. What would you like to get up to in Yibrit in the meantime?
Okay, keeping things speedy, I have a list. I'm going to leave my entertainer's pack at the Adventurers Guild, perhaps give it to Shanks, because he's up for fun stuff.
Perfect. And actually, you are not rooms aren't kept for you at the Adventurers Guild.
No.
But there is ways in vaults and storage, and not quite lockers, but there are places where materials and goods can be held, and you are very much, even if you're not getting the right yourselves, Odie and Vincent have spaces that you can store stuff effectively. So if you need to keep anything there, then that's fine.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. And then, whichever's quick.
No, it's fine.
I'll chill with Drasta a bit, like spend some time with her. I'm going to go up to Aubrey and go, "Hi Aubrey, sorry for last night when we drunkenly SAS'd our way into your room.
Yes.
Thank you so much."
You know it was only 9 p.m, right? It wasn't very late.
It was all a bit of a blur. A very poorly judged, horrible blur.
Did you enjoy your pie?
So
I
good.
thought so.
Tasted very good.
Yeah.
Suspiciously good.
Yeah. Can you tell me more about what was inside it? I didn't really.
I think we did go over it.
We glossed over it a little bit, but yes, Aubrey left a set of pies outside for the party to consume. I know that Blue ate his. Theren, did you eat your pie, or did you have it been left there in a drunken stupor?
he would have eaten it, but I just don't think he remembers eating it.
That's
bad food.
Probably fair. Blue, you do remember eating it because food is amazing. It was a really nice pie. Really good pie. The taste of it, that sort of gamey, stocky, all the herbs, the spices, it was a very good pie. You don't actually remember having bakery or pastry or anything like that was that good.
I don't even care if it's evil.
Okay.
These guys seem to think it's evil just because it's good pastry.
Good, cheap pastry.
People come back and they get fatter.
Oh, maybe that's the message. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, this entire campaign is political. Sorry, guys.
I know.
So yes, what did you need?
Quick. I was just saying.
Oh, you
sorry.
said thanks. All right.
Is that right?
Yeah. Why are you in my room again?
I'm coming to say sorry for being in your room.
Right. Can you? You just walked in here. I'm still in bed.
Okay.
Okay.
Leave now, please.
Do you want me to play?
No.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Then I'm going to buy some material components.
Yes.
I'm going to buy a piece of very fine copper pipe or wire.
Okay,
wire,
easily enough, yeah.
and a crystal bead.
Crystal bead, yeah,
Ooh.
easily enough. The market is probably the best place for all of these sort of little knick-knackeries and haberdashery and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, easily enough done. Mark it off. Take your money off. Is it in the player's handbook?
I will find it.
No, I'd say copper and crystals. I'd say mark off 2 silver. Sounds good. You all that.
Okay.
Not too expensive at all.
And then...
Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, really quickly, nearly there.
No, take your time.
Okay. 2 things. Train with the great sword when I have time.
Yes.
And I'll say to both of these at some point, should we buy some, health potions for our trip?
No, we're fine. I have 3.
If you want to buy some,
I think
I will say no.
Yeah, okay, I'll go search and buy some.
But I can give you... I have
I think
3. You can have 1 each.
No, but we should probably stock up.
Because we don't know if we're going to get more when we're there. And we've got the trip, we've got 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I understand I'm trying to spend as little as possible.
Okay, we'll buy some. Yeah, you've got 3. You don't need any more.
As in, but I'm willing to share them.
We can share them. You can buy more. I'm for buying more. For sure.
Okay, well, good talk, guys. I go and buy some health potions.
Yeah, easily enough to do. There are 2, 3. There's a couple of places that you might go. With a bit of time, you can find yourself some time to find where health potions are stored and sold. and all this sort of thing. Gumbo's general store is a good place for anything of a sort of medium to low value. He will sell them there. There are a couple other places actually. I'm just getting to keep the consistency here. So
all I've heard about is gumbos, I've got to be honest.
after spending a little time in your break, you've sort of spent 3-4 days there. Towards the Guild District, and one of the small back lanes that sort of goes up the hill, a little bit away from the main square, you find a very tall stone tower constructed. It looms above the ordinary dwellings around it. The space is very shelved in, but this tower very weirdly sort of looks over the rest of the buildings around it. And the reason you spot it after wandering around, perhaps on an afternoon out, is the weird smoke that seemingly drifts out of the top of this tower, and odd, weird lights, and occasionally noises. There's a sort of weird muffled scream at one point, and then a sort of gurgling noise, and then a sort of, you think you hear the sound of the pig, but you're not sure. It's not. It's all kinds of weird noises, but lights flashing and smoke and all this sort of thing. You find out that this is the Alchemical Guild Hall. You're not allowed up to the top, but at the bottom there are a collection of people who sell potions and other sort of bits and pieces of magical goods, components for making potions, kits, all this sort of thing. So there's places there as well. You also find one other place, up towards the gate that takes you into the upper district, towards where the Adventurers Guild is, round again into the sort of round the sort of central wall, is, and again it's your nose that draws you to this place. It's a silver building made of a stone that almost seems to gleam in the light, and strange smells that sort of waft out of it. Nice, but then also weird, herbal, medicinal, arcane, a crackling of weird magic that then will change to sort of manure and weird. It's a very weird collection of smells. And a building that just hanging above the door is a black sign with a dark blue dragon curled up with its eyes poking out and staring out, stars all over the sign, and the Midnight Marvel counted on it. And you very quickly find that this is a store of magic. It seems to be a place of magic items and other bits and pieces. And again, whilst other things are sold there, magical potions are available effectively.
Is there anything that catches my eye other than potions in this place?
So, I will.
Renee like that.
Or should we get back to
No, Sam.
Fine. This is your adventure. You do what you want to do. This is totally
I also
fine.
want to know what's going on, but I need to hear from you.
Do you want to come with me?
No, I've got my own plans.
Damn it.
I don't want to be thrown out of another shop.
Okay. Cool.
Probably wise.
Yeah.
As you enter in, it's a shop that's very dark. It's kept dim, but there's this ever present light that glows from a sort of unknown location. Just a sort of soft light that pads everything out. The place is equipped with magical items that seemingly go from very basic, mundane-looking artifacts and objects to things displayed in glass cases and kept behind silk ropes. It's a weirdly shaped shop of little alleys and cupboards and nooks and crannies, and no big space. Just you find yourself getting lost looking around the various corridors and places. And then you do get lost a couple of times, and it's just various different places. Eventually, you are actually make a perception check for me.
Go on.
Let's roll the nuts. Oh no, perception.
Almost a
16.
16. You get the impression that actually once you start walking around for some sort of long period of time, the mechanics of this place, they're not quite right. It's weird. The corridors, you'll find yourself going left, and then being in the same direction as you started in, but not in a circle. It's just...
It's IKEA.
It's strange. There's almost like you find yourself walking down a corridor and coming back the same way you came in to find yourself in a different place. It's unusual, but there is a A female half-elf, long, dark, black hair, silk, sort of flows over her, dressed very elegantly. Every now and then you see her just sort of carefully sort of putting something back together, just sort of standing back, looking at the display, thinking about it for a second and going, no, and putting everything back together, and perhaps like sort of takes a necklace off, puts it on the display, takes another necklace off, puts it on herself, sees it in a mirror for a second and goes, no, that's not quite right. Puts the second one back and walks off without a necklace. And it's all, her mannerisms are strange. And with a 16, so the thing that really gets your attention is by the entrance, the magical items are fantastic, but there is the cutest dog. It is on the entrance in a small kennel by the door. As you walk in, just the fluffiest sort of poodle terrier cross. Bedraggled, but also groomed nicely. It's a dog, a mongrel sort of dog that in any other rights should be an absolute state, a mess, but he's been delicately brushed and combed and is lying there just in its kennel, snoozing by the door. And you're looking at it, you sort of look around and then you look, and then you just catch it and you see an eye watching you from the dog as it's sort of just watching you around, and just the briefest of like almost a reptilian eye lid that sort of flicks down and then it just sort of nestles itself down again.
Oh, he's cute.
He's the cutest dog.
Reptile dog.
But long story short, this shop has...
That's all you need to know.
Yibrit's a huge trading city. Basically, this shop has common and uncommon magical items and potions, everything you would need, and it has a few other rare items as well as you start looking at it. Actually, if you all want to roll a D100,
oh
you can see what the shop has got in it at the moment.
No. D7? Go for it.
That is...
Is that a 100?
No, that would be 0, 0, 0, 0.
Oh, it
wouldn't
is.
it?
Yeah.
0, 0, 0 is lots of zeros.
Oh, okay.
10.
10. Oh, sorry, I got really
10?
excited. Then it was
Sod it.
Yep, 10.
77.
77.
Oh, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, I'm just using the
Easy,
two numbers.
yeah.
So we've got a 10, we've got a
77.
77,
40.
40. Okay.
Good rolls, guys.
Well, this is interesting. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong table. Oh, this is very interesting. So, he got 10. Roll me a d12.
9.
A 9. Oh. So, you notice a magnificent greatsword. It is a beautiful piece of equipment.
No.
Protected by a couple of ropes, a large instrument that is just beautifully carved. You see sort of all kinds of runes and carvings. It's made of a metal that almost seems to reflect the light around it. It's not sky iron or anything. It's steel, but beautifully carved steel. It is a +2 greatsword in sale in this shop. What have we got?
40.
40.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Is it another great sword?
Oh.
It's bear claws bigger, brother.
Don't joke. So this.
Big bear claw.
Okay. Roll me a d12.
10.
A 10. Right. This.
This is really worrying.
A 10.
Sam, make a saving throw.
You see this time a spear. In a different alcove. This one not as ceremoniously displayed as the others, almost hidden away, but is beautiful. It is again a beautifully made and enchanted weapon, but this is just, as you look at it, delicately carved fangs, dragon scales, patterns of dragons in flight. It is a fantastically, once you get close and you start looking at it, it is a beautiful weapon. And actually, I should say, well, we'll talk about the shopkeeper in a second, but it is essentially a dragon slaying spear. effectively. So it is a
Dark
plus
Souls,
one
Dark
weapon.
Souls.
It is a plus one weapon that does 3d6 extra damage
Oh my god.
when you hit anything that is a dragon.
Like blue.
Technically, dragons are like dragons, not humanoids. But yeah,
That's not a word about
he's also a
snakes,
gnome. Yeah, exactly.
Would
He's
that
a gnome.
include all draconids? Like a wyvern?
Anything, draconic or dragons. Yeah.
77.
77.
I'm sad no one got 72!
Ooh.
Welcome to the
Oh
shopping
goodness, you guys are
episode.
getting all kinds. Okay.
Right. Tell me what I need to roll.
Okay.
Oh.
This, you actually recognise, and you all would at some point will have come in the store, maybe not together, but
Yeah.
you recognise Fargrim Firebrand's workmanship. But this has been changed. It is a suit of scale mail armour that has been enchanted. It is a +2 set of scale mail armour.
This is.
Oh.
You get the distinct impression that all three of these items within the shop are expensive, very expensive. And I should point out that actually through this shop, it has most uncommon or common magical items
Right.
that can be bought and sold. So what we will say, and the purposes of keeping it, because D&D, the 5th edition is a little funny in the sense that you can't just buy and sell magic items like you could in previous editions. It's all loot tables. But we kind of want to, with the campaign, we want a little bit of flexibility. The shop will have things in on discount, i.e. for a normal price. And if you come to me and you say, I want a magic item that does this, it can either be purchased from a store or constructed at a price that is twice what it would normally be.
Right.
So
Okay.
you can pick and choose, or you can just see what the tables give you. But
Okay.
there are
I
all
love
kinds
that.
of things,
I like
from
that.
rings to ropes to capes to swords to boxes to strange bags to absolutely everything in this store. But the ladies, sorry, yeah,
Do magic shields exist?
Yeah.
yes they do.
Oh,
What sort of shield are you looking for?
There's some badass common ones.
Um,
Am I
I
allowed
mean,
to tell him
nothing-
of one that I know of?
well, at some point we all go in at some point. I think that's what it
Well,
is.
what are you looking for?
nothing particular right now because all this money's going to be very briefly.
Your window,
His.
your window shopping.
How
I
many?
can make it stronger. I imagine keeping durable.
There are beautifully wrought shields in the store. Yeah, there are a couple of +1 shields within the shop.
So that would be plus three.
not +2. Yeah, exactly.
Well then.
And on display, there's also a shield that is flaunted as effectively magnetic in nature. When projectiles
That's
are
what I was
shot
gonna get.
in or around the area in which the wielder has the shield, the shield can in essence sort of grab them out of the air.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
They are expensive.
Yeah.
They are expensive.
How about the
But
shield that
they do exist.
has
Yes.
an expressional face on it that you can change? Have you seen that one?
Oh, is that one of the common ones?
Yeah.
Yes, it would have something like that. Yeah.
It's a shield and you can be like, smiley face, sad face, angry face.
That's so
A
messed up.
shield, a +1 shield. Actually, doesn't set you back too much. It's about 450 gold. The shield of missile grabbing is missile. Oh, hang on. I'm sorry, it's not the shield of missile. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. It is a sentinel shield. So it's a shield with an eye
cool.
that effectively sees.
More.
It helps you with perception checks effectively. But that is again the same price, 450. But it doesn't have a +1. It just gives you more perception. Effectively. So there are lots of different bits and pieces that you can get from the store,
Yeah,
but
okay.
you don't know whether the stock is the same. The lady, this half elf lady, ageless with long dark hair, very straight that she sort of hides behind, very ethereal. She sort of will talk to you, explains how the shop works, but almost seems a bit distant, a bit sort of not spaced, but just. People come and go all the time. She's not particularly interested. She's more impressed with the store itself. A lady called Lorelei.
Oh, what a name.
Oh,
But going back to your initial question of healing potions,
Yeah.
yes, you can get a healing potion.
I don't care about those
A
anymore.
healing potion, it is 75 gold.
Okay.
I think.
Including
75? I've got it written down on my other
non-citizenship.
handbook.
I thought it was 50, but
It might be 50. I think it's 50.
I think it's 50, but
It is 50. No, it's 50. It is 50. It is 50.
50 plus 5.
5 for the tax, right?
55.
Unfortunately, so. Everything above a couple of silver has a 10% surcharge.
Okay. Miss.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Lovely shop here, very confusing. Could I ask you the prices of some of these items?
What are you looking for?
Well, I spotted some stuff. That magnificent greatsword over there.
Oh, tell me, why would you like the sword?
Because it's beautiful and almost as elegant looking as you.
Make a persuasion check.
Yes, that's what I was. Yeah, sorry, that was a bit gross.
No, it's me doing it, but I know blue is just really nice and wholesome, so it's fine.
That would be 27.
Yeah.
27.
Ooh,
She's
so charmed.
Oh, well, come with me. And sort of shows it. She sort of shows you around the
Gotta
sword.
make a man out of you.
Roller!
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Let me just I just want to be careful here because when we price them, I don't want to then change them later if I get it wrong.
Should we come back to that?
No. It's
Okay.
fine. It is totally fine. So the sword. This is 6,000 gold.
Okay. Well,
It's been beautifully crafted. The magic helps it find its target as well as purchase. It is a beautifully wrought weapon.
certainly is. Bit out of my league. Would I be right?
How much do you have?
Probably the equivalent of 450 gold pieces.
Oh, certainly. Well, and she shows you around other bits in the shop. The dragon slaying spear is only 4,000 gold. Only.
Only.
Is that it?
Yeah. And the armour is 2,700.
You really have a wonderful collection here, Laurelie. Sorry, I don't think I'll be able to buy anything. Lorelei.
I just made that clear.
Yep.
I don't like it when people get my name wrong.
Sorry, I was thinking of
I only have
some
one.
terrible film with Cara Delevingne.
I'm afraid I don't know who this is.
No, it's a theatre production in my hometown. Okay, could I have 4 health potions, please?
4? Of course, yes. She sort of counts it over. Are you a citizen?
I'm not, so it's gonna be 220.
Yes, it would. But yes, here we go. And then hands it over. 220. Mark it off. You get 4 healing potions. Yeah.
2 each.
He says to nobody.
Oh dear. I was like,
It'll
was like-
be worth it.
wait, there's you only bought 4, so I was like, how am I going to split that between?
So, that is what's in that shop. So, if you have a think about if you want to get anything else. Is there anything else you're doing while you're here?
No, it's been an absolute pleasure, Lorelei.
At this point, she's disappeared.
Oh,
She's
gone.
wandered into the store somewhere.
Okay.
Right, I'll just train with my greatsword then.
Right.
Oh.
So spending some
No,
time training.
we can't. Can I rent the dog?
You say that. No. Unfortunately, he doesn't like to leave the shop. Unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame. Can I feed him?
No.
Can I pet him?
No.
Okay. Have a nice day.
Bye. She just sort of waves you off and just sort of distracted, like halfway through the expression, just starts fidgeting or something else.
What a bummer.
I will steal him.
Theren, what would you like to do in the time you have?
6 things.
Cool. Perfect.
Would you like them in order of importance?
Go for it. We'll race through them. We'll do some stuff.
Okay, cool. Right. First thing he's going to do, he is going to go to Ybrit's post office.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and he wants to go and he wants to send a letter back to Hartley.
Okay. Easily enough to do, yes. So you go to Ybrit sendings and receivings.
hope
What
it
would you like to
makes
send?
So, yep, just a letter.
Perfect. What would you like to send? It's easy enough to do. Perfect.
Dum, 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 dum.
Wonderful. And you're happy to go snail mail? Effectively?
Yeah.
Wonderful. That will be a gold piece to mark off.
Okay.
No tracking with that though. Just hope it gets there.
Perfect.
Next, over the course of the few days, Theren would visit Cass a few times in an attempt to preserve whatever sanity she has.
Yeah.
He's going to replenish his supplies of rations.
Yeah.
Assist Blue with any training that he may require with the greatsword.
Thank you.
Perfect. We'll remember that. We'll come back to that in a sec. Yeah.
And he's going to keep trying to reconnect to Perith.
Okay.
Sometimes taking several hours out of the day to go into like a very deep meditation.
Okay. Fine. Perfect. So, what I would like you to do, with advantage, because you've got the time and patience, and some, make a religion check for me.
Good advantage.
I just became better at these.
Oh no. Doesn't mean
Yeah,
she's
we'll
gonna answer though, yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Advantage. Advantage.
Oh, great.
No, it's
That's still pretty bad.
Why are you still using those dice every time we tell you?
That's
It's
not
only-
how
Want to point to
probability.
your card?
It's
That's what
only,
I said in your
it's only
card.
religion checks that have been letting him down.
Yeah.
Okay. 10.
10.
It takes you the 3 or 4 days, just sort of dipping in and out, spending a few hours here and there. By the end of your time in Ybrit, you start to rediscover that connection, that warmth, the companionship, that sense of purpose that seems to sort of flow through you. Almost you begin to channel that divine motive. It's comforting. It's not substantial in any way, but it's reassuring.
Okay.
But it does take you the time.
Yeah. And if there is any more room available in his schedule, he wants to go back to the Sword Guild.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
some blades.
Yeah, School of Blades. And this time, when he knocks on the door and I open it, he's going to stand there, not in a threatening way, but with bare claw out, displayed.
Okay. Maybe an intimidation check.
No, not a threatening way, but I'm holding a sword out.
27.
Fuck.
27. You do this a couple of times. The first time, the door is very quickly shut with the familiar invitation only.
Sure.
Swash.
Sure.
The second time you do it, the second face sort of pokes its head out and back again. Look, if you hang around outside the door, we will call the guard.
This is the weapon I use. This is the weapon of a god. Are you telling me that your guild can afford to deny the blade of a god?
There's a sort of sword or no sword. You don't understand the purpose of this guild. It is not the sword that makes the fighter, it is the fighter that makes the sword. The fighter is the one that has the ability, has the strength. If you rely on a sword given to you by some god to do your deeds, then you have no place in this guild.
Allow me to display my ability then.
Invitation only.
Manners maketh the man. That's all I got.
But you got some decent conversation out of that,
That
which was
was
a
really
high
good.
DC. You've got their attention. You don't get any further than that whilst you're in Yibrit, but you have got their attention.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay. Yep. So then, so the other things you'll be doing: training Blue, replenishing rations and everything, ready for the journey.
Perfect. Yeah.
And again, just trying to
Perfect. So mark that all off. Just take the money away. Remember, food is 5x price for what you would normally spend in the player's handbook. So just make sure you go through, check it off.
Will do.
Perfect.
Me. Okay.
Aubrey.
Right. So I have 5 things to do. So not in order, but something. Train at the battle arena, if possible.
Is that with Blue or just by yourself?
No, by myself. If anything, actually, just thought about it. I want to be on the lookout for any of the other fighters, particularly the mysterious woman who beat me.
Okay. Fine.
Then I presume it again depends on how much this takes. I want us to go to. I put down the Scribblers Guild, the Scribers Guild.
Yeah, Scriveners. Yeah.
There we go. Mixture of the words. Find out about Arcanite. If there's time, again, I can roll for it, man. Anything about the Order, and then Amble Crowns underneath. And then then I've got citizenship test. I kind of want to hear more about it.
Lots of stuff to be getting on with there. So let's start from the top. So we've got
training at the battle arena.
Training at the battle arena. That's fine. You spend some time.
Yeah.
Make an athletics check for me.
Oh, sure. Sorry, what do you do? It's now +7. Oh, +8 with the +1. Oh, good, because that was a 13.
13. Yeah. No, you do. You spend some time training at the guild. You are not allowed in the cathedral to take part in the fights this week because of your success in the weekly challenge.
Yeah, I remember.
But you are allowed to spar with a couple of the regular gladiators.
Okay.
You at some point spar with this man, this sort of larger man who wields a spear and a net, who sort of teaches you sort of methods of sort of effectively, a couple of times you get caught in the net, and before you sort of got it off you sort of look up and find the spear like by your throat, and you're like, other times you just sort of, the net just goes flying and by his neck as he's sort of going, oh, that didn't work. You sort of spar between yourselves.
Made a friend.
I did make a friend.
It does. Make for me, make a couple of checks actually. Make an insight check and make an intelligence check.
Oh, okay. Insight is +5. That is a 16.
16. And an intelligence check.
Straight intelligence. That's an 8.
An 8. You do not find any presence of the mysterious lady. But you do get rumours and stories of her. Generally speaking, she's known as she's only been in Yibrit a few weeks. She turned up at the last weekly session and proceeded to win it out of the blue. Never fought in this arena before, but proceeded to just arrive and demolish the local champion Vulcan. It was just taken apart. And the crowd don't like her. The rumours you get of her, she is a mysterious but in a bad way character. Very abrasive, very smug. She's almost become a sort of a bit of a there's a term for it in sort of Macho Libera, where it's the enemy, the sort of the vocal. And the crowd love it, but in a way that's not particularly endearing at the moment.
Yeah.
She's a newcomer. Not much is known about
The
her.
Undertaker.
You don't see evidence of her.
Okay, interesting.
So for Arcanite,
Yes.
so this is a little bit more
More in depth.
delicate.
Yes.
Yes, I'd like you to make a persuasion check for me.
Oh no.
And I'd like you to make another intelligence check for me.
Alright.
Don't get banned from somewhere else.
Scrivener's Guild. Alright, so this is the persuasion check.
Yeah.
+7. Oh, that is a 24.
24?
Intelligence, you said?
Yes.
16.
16. Okay, well, send the intelligence.
Good.
You quickly establish that Arcanite is an illegal substance. But
Yes.
it's illegal in the same way that, say, you spoke to somebody that you knew in real life about like heroin. They don't go heroin and then disappear. Do you know what I mean? It is. Oh yeah, but heroin. Yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah. Yeah.
People will talk about it.
Okay.
And it is this substance. It is not much is known about it from the average person. From what you can tell, it is illegal. It seems to be connected with some of the most recent expeditions.
Yeah.
Nobody is quite sure where it comes from, but there are rumours that it comes from under the sea in some way. You're not entirely sure why or where. It has arcane properties. It's highly addictive. Rumours that you have. But you quickly establish that the reaction you got from Gumbo, it does not match up to other reactions to other people. The Scriveners Guild, the older guild master, said, why are you asking about it? What is your interest?
Personal project. History, you know.
Has he got to someone in your family? Yeah, we've had all kinds of. It's a scourge in the city.
Oh really?
Yeah, a couple of guys, people go absolutely mental on it. You get addicted to the substance, and it is addictive.
Yeah. Oh.
It's supposedly you can lose your mind if you don't get another hit.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear that it makes people blind.
Oh.
He says, sort of stood there, just staring into space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Oh, got me. I like you. What's your name again? Got him.
It's on a fucking sheet somewhere, isn't it?
I think Sam.
What does it sound? Save me here.
Yeah, what's you?
Sorry.
No, I have this.
I'm so sorry.
Thing is, there's no order to my notes.
No, neither mine. Normally what I do, right, is I go through my notes and I've got a list of all the characters and it's complete up until maybe episode 13 and then busy season hit at work and I just have not been able to do it.
Okay.
I think, is it Norris?
Quincy!
No, is it Quincy?
Quincy's
Oh,
the
no,
boy,
no,
isn't it?
that's the apprentice.
That's
Leighton Fletcher.
Leighton?
it. Can't be Leighton Fletcher.
Leighton Shanks is the...
Yeah, it's the tiefling.
Something Fletcher, then.
I got Leighton twice. There is more than one Leighton, I'm sure.
What?
That's fine. Oh, who's Norris Swiller? I will go through all this. I have notes. I have actual notes somewhere. That's fine.
I'm so already
Yeah.
derailed the session.
No, you're
Brilliant.
fine.
Okay. Oh, it's an excellent
I
name.
got that wrong.
So unique.
Totally. No, he with the 20
Triple.
nobody you come across deals with it, but
No, of
you
course not.
do get a couple of indications from people you speak to that if you want to trade or obtain it from somewhere, and people are very like, if you really want to, but like honestly, it's nefarious and illegal, and honestly, don't
course.
go near it.
No.
Then contact the black market.
Do I know where the black market is, or if it's a person, or if it's a
No.
group? No.
No, nobody seems to know who the black market is or where it
Just
is.
say it out loud. Contact them. Don't know where they are though. Brilliant.
Well,
Yeah.
people give different phrases for it. But there's a couple of people who refer to it as the black market, but other people just refer to it as you want to go to the secret shops. You want to go to the places where they deal in such matters. Do you know what I mean? It's all off. It's offhand. It's not. It's not official stuff. There's this sort of insinuation that there's another place to buy things.
Oh, okay.
Where are the secret shops? Oh, it's a secret.
Cool. Alright. Well, if I've got time, then I want to. I like find out anything about the order in general, which is a great big subject, I know, and then anything about Amblegrounds.
Anything? Okay, right, maybe history checks. 2 history checks.
History checks. Okay.
One for each.
History plus 2. 21 for. We'll say it with the order because that was first, and then that is a 9 for Amblegrounds.
9. The Order. You do pick up on bits and pieces, actually. The Order are a religious organisation based from Harpley, live in the citadel that overlooks Applebury. You know that much.
Yeah.
You get a couple of things. You learn a little bit more about just picking up on sort of the avenues of questioning that you would go through based on what you've said. The novitiates, who seem to be this collection of people who flee the citadel seemingly for sort of 2-3 years,
Yeah.
and then return. It seems to be a strange juxtaposition of going out on order business to learn, but then not being on order business. You hear lots of tales of people who've been through Yibrit and then either quit, or tales of people escaping from the order to try and get away from its more regimented zealot side, effectively. But you also hear of the order in lots of different ways in terms of interfering with trade and business. The order have popped up all around the inner sanctum in various places. Often you hear tales. The order, they stole my cargo vessel, says a drunken man sort of outside a bar. They commandeered my entire vessel. They stole my cargo.
Yeah, okay.
They robbed my family.
Cool, right.
They
and I get up
stole
and leave.
my daughter. And
God.
you hear all of this.
Right.
You hear tales of the order appearing at dig sites on islands and taking over villages. You're not so sure how much is tale and how much is truth.
Yeah.
But certainly there are too many stories out there to be... they're
It's
not
so
sort of
much
summed on a
about
basis.
it. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Okay, that's good.
They are a noticed and apparent influence on Xerieos
Interesting.
and certainly the inner sanctum.
Good to know.
You don't hear anything about the Untitled
Didn't think so.
No, nothing. Nothing you gain.
Motherfucker. I understand now.
Your own family.
But you don't hear too much about traders from Hartley. There's a few, but nothing. Hartley's a little bit further out. It's almost a sort of trade centre in itself,
Yeah.
on the
Fair
edge of the
enough.
inner sanctum as it is.
That is fair. All right, then. Can I then investigate about citizenship tests then, or is there no
Probably
time?
not with the time.
That's fine.
Probably not with the time.
All right. Well, then the
Not
very
with
last thing I was going to do, very simple, was to drop off the religious symbol at the Adventurers Guild, the evil one that I have, and just give it to them.
Easy enough to do.
Do not want it. So.
Yeah,
I forgot you had that.
Easy enough to do.
I thought about giving it to Theren, and then I'm like, well, no, because he'll go on about it, and
It's clearly evil.
we did discuss how clearly evil it was, so I give it to the Adventurers Guild, and I say, oh, we get that.
It is clearly evil.
Yeah.
It is clearly evil.
So yeah, I give it
You
to
don't
him.
want that.
I did not want
You
it.
want a good symbol in your life. A pure and divine symbol of the light. Perfect. So you do all this. That's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Blue, just to finish up on your training. So you probably get, I'd say, about 5 sections in of either morning or
Nice.
afternoon spent.
Cool.
Now, Theren and Aubrey, are you assisting?
Theren will assist with as many as he can.
Okay. So you probably spending your time, there's not much else you're doing in particular, so that's fine. You've got some time. So what I would like to do, for the purposes of making 5 sets of checks, which we won't do, make me 3 checks again. So I would like to see a... let's just double check, where is it? Hang on, I had it written down. Oh, for Christ's sake. Where's it gone? There's too many bits of paper!
I think I've
Where
got
was it?
2 days of
Athletics,
training.
survival, and
Yes.
intelligence check for me.
Survival.
So make me an athletics, a survival, and an intelligence check.
Athletics is 20.
Okay?
Can I inspire myself for some of these?
Yes, you can.
Sweet. Okay.
You've got time.
What do you say though?
What was the second one? Sorry.
Survival?
Okay. I'm going to use inspiration on that. Survival, that will be 14.
14. Okay.
And then I'll use inspiration on the last one.
Intelligence check.
Ooh. Well,
Oh, better.
that's
That
not bad.
inspiration helped.
10.
10. So it's a 20,
Oh,
12,
no.
and a 10.
9.
9.
9.
Okay, fine. So, very quickly the extended training becomes difficult for you. It's to keep up with the level of endurance taken to wield such a large weapon in such a sort of fine way. It does take it from you, and your brain just doesn't click to it. You're so used to having a one-handed weapon. Just as Theren takes you through the moves of the two-handed parrying and the sword strokes and the techniques, you keep grabbing the sword in one hand and going to sort of swing out. And Theren, you very quickly find that he's struggling to pick up with some of the core dynamics and the mechanisms of the two-handed fighting. But when he does get it, Blue demonstrates a certain athleticism that's that is impressive, and he does show promise. So with those checks, you can take another 2 checks towards it. So you have a little bit more time.
I'm on 4.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Perfect.
And can I cast a quick sending spell some evening?
We kind of said that
Okay, we're not on the way yet.
loosely,
Yep.
once we get going, we'll be level 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine, but we'll get there.
Exciting.
So,
Wow.
Got a sending.
we'll take a quick break, and
Hey!
we are going to start the next phase of the expedition. So,
Sounds good.
see you in a sec. Hello, welcome back. So, we're taking a look at my very, very rough map of all the islands and places, which is good. So you spent some time in Yibret, and we sort of skipped forward a little bit. We panned the next stage of our adventure. We'll continue.
Yeah, sorry.
You just dropped yourself.
Compose.
As autumn 11
Kicks around.
kicks around. A day after the first of the changing weather storms that hit Yibret, the weather's starting to close in now. The night's beginning to get noticeably shorter. Summer in the inner sanctum can be pleasant. It's warm enough. T-shirt weather really, but the days are getting colder.
Take the arms off the spine.
Coats already are getting sort of necessary. It begins to get cold, the night's drawing in, the rain freezing as it hits. You can see the swell of the sea really starts to kick up as the weather comes in. The 11th itself is a nice crisp morning. It already beginning to get relatively cool in the evening, the mornings and evenings, but it's warm enough. So you guys would notice the environment in the sanctum. The climate is cold in winter. We are really speaking, the environment is sort of North Scandinavian sort of weather. It gets cold in the winter.
Appropriate clothes.
You would have
Thank you.
cloaks and capes and things. You all set off in summer, so potentially you would have had to have stocked up on the occasional bit and piece in Europe. But you, especially Theren and Aubrey, you would have left the longer term. And Blue, you probably would have done as well, yeah. But, I mean, icebergs, frozen sort of frozen patches around islands, it's nothing like is that uncommon. The inner sanctum is a cold area. It's fine in summer, but it does get cold and stormy and treacherous in the winter. But you are waking up in sort of early autumn. You're all told to gather down towards the docks at the base of Yibret. You all sort of are waiting down as the Guildmaster Shanks actually sort of makes his way down in the early morning. Oh, hello there. You all ready? Excited to go?
When is it we leave exactly?
Oh, anytime soon. I shall take you down to your adventure. Are you ready?
Would I be able to stop off somewhere on the way?
Well, it depends on where you want to stop.
I will only be 5 minutes. I want to say goodbye to my friend.
Oh, what you mean in Yibret?
Yes.
Oh, you would have had time to visit before.
Oh no, he just wants to go on before they leave on the day.
Yeah, no, you would have time. Yeah.
Great. Cool.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You would have had time to do that. Yeah, perfect. Is there anything you want to say now, or we can? Because I'm just assuming that you have been every day, but.
Yeah, but it's just because he will want to go the very last time to effectively say goodbye.
Yeah.
That's
Not
That's fine.
yeah. So it's up to you what you want to do with that.
She sort of looks up and sort of knows that you're leaving for some time, but stay safe. This mission you're on, what is it that you have to do?
It sounds like a glorified escort.
Well, nothing that'll take too much effort from you, hopefully.
Well, from what I've learned to expect from the world, it might not go as smoothly as possible. And if it doesn't, and I don't return, I've made arrangements for otherwise.
I see.
Hopefully it won't be too long that you're in here.
Theren, you haven't contacted the Order, have you?
I saw no alternative.
Theren, this is... Oh, shit. This is my mission. These are my years. This is my purpose is to go out into the world unaided.
And if I don't return, you'll die here.
I can take care of myself. My sentence is only for 6 years. If I have to sit here for the time and leave and return to the Citadel, I will.
If you return after 6 years, you know what will happen. You won't be welcomed back. It's 3 years or not at all.
She is quiet and thinks about this.
You're one of the most gifted. They won't want to sacrifice you.
Oh, Theren, what have you asked for?
Nothing he doesn't owe me.
Is that you would pull those strings for me? Theren, this is you can't, I can't ask that of you. That is too much, and he wouldn't do anything. You know he wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't be seen to. If anything,
It's not me in there. If it was me, I would be left. We know that. But it's you. It's different because it's you. I can ask and it might get his attention, and that's all that my relationship with him will get. You were considered the best and brightest, and I presume still are. Our instructor still spoke well of you.
I guess it depends on how much of this week gets out, but
hopefully I will be back before too long, and you'll be out.
well, I shall await your return. I'll see if I can get my diary through.
See if you can pencil me in.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Yeah.
It's been good seeing you again.
And you. But promise me one thing. When you get me out of here, just find me a sword. I need to fucking beat something up.
That's doable. There's a arena here. They're heathens, the lot of them, but...
I was going to say, you haven't been anywhere near it, surely.
Well, I had to try and make some money to get you out.
I see. Well, take care of yourself, Theren.
You too. Good luck. Stay you.
You punched him in the face.
Theren kind of just glances and...
He should have said that. Come on, I'm bored now. Sort of makes his way back to us.
So we go to the ship to join you.
Yeah, perfect. You make your way. You are led towards the base of the docks, where you... What would you see first? There are multiple merchant vessels all sort of based in the docks. Yibret is a busy trading port. You can see already at this early point of the day. The flotilla where the outer customs house was that Fiona passed through before already has a queue of 3 fairly large cargo vessels waiting to arrive into Yibret. You can see people are travelling around and being busy on the first of the ships. The second one, you can see the captain just sort of bored, sort of waiting, ready to come into port, but having to wait for the administration of the bureaucracy to make its to pass its course. You make your way to less of a commercial side of the dock and more to where you see more private ships, smaller ships, sleeker ships, more expensive looking ships, and one that stands out. It is a shorter than the Athena, but much sleeker. Weighing probably, you'd reckon, about 1/4 to 1/3 of the bulk of the Athena, but half as long. Not a cargo ship, but a large clipper, a sort of caravel-looking ship. You can see 2 sails on this one, but sleek and long. The sails are delicately curved, beautifully made. The wood patterned with yellowish, orangish beams that are sort of interlaced with the regular wood to give it this sort of look of camouflage. Beautifully put together ship. And the captain, who sort of sees you coming and with a sort of chuckle, grabs a rope and swings down onto the deck, onto the dock, and sort of strides over. Just under 6 foot, much sleeker and thinner, but in a very strong way. But compared to Blue, a totally different dragonborn. She coppery hues in her scales, the snout and the eyes. You can see that sort of yellow eyes, sort of looking down. But again, the most fantastic sort of leather armor, beautifully crafted. You can see a rapier on one side, but on the other, just sort of very sort of bits and pieces, almost look like sort of arcane materials all down one side. As she strides over and goes, Leighton, this is the next motley lot, are they? Ready to go?
I literally just look at Theren, look at Blue, back to her, and was like, what do we...
She looks down at Blue. Hello, handsome. Right.
It's our third neutral
Is he with
party.
Yes, we're the ones.
Good to meet you. We'll do formal introductions on the ship. Give us some sex. I've just got a bit of catch up with Leighton. Sort of pats like, come on then you. Right, we'll go and catch up. And they just sort of wander off for a second and start talking amongst themselves.
Don't say anything.
This is important for
No,
him.
let him work it out. Look at the wheels.
Go on. That's it.
You've got a question?
Do you see her clothes? They're amazing. Oh. There's something oddly familiar about her.
Yes, Blue. She is a another one of the
At
many.
this point, there's a clap on your shoulder as Leighton goes, right, okay, that's business done. Let
That
me
was
some
very
formal
fast.
introductions. Oh, well, you know what it is. We prearranged all this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Sarcher, and she sort of bows very heavily. It's lovely to meet you all as well. And your names?
Yeah, I'm Theren.
I'm
Theren. Yep.
Blue the Bard.
Blue the Bard. Always got a ring to it.
Aubrey.
Nice to meet you. She gives you sort of a strong handshake, but
Excellent.
you quickly overpower her. And she's like, oh, careful now.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. And sort of elaborately turns around and welcome to the Falling Star.
Is that a skin condition?
Blue.
I'm sorry. What? Well, I haven't eaten as much rare meat as I would like to these days. But
Perhaps I could explain what he means to you later.
Yeah.
Right.
We should get going. We need to...
That's fine.
Yeah,
we can't get going just yet. My crew, I'll introduce them all to in a second, but we're just waiting for our passengers. They should be arriving shortly.
Have you met them before? Do you know who they are?
No, I haven't. But I do know who they are, yes. I wouldn't be a very good captain if I didn't know.
Oh,
Yes, Lady Riverwall will be making her appearance. Yes, fantastic, isn't it? Yes, she sort of jacks this up. You can see actually she's paid for my quarters, would you believe? So unfortunately, while we're out, we're going to be erecting some canvas on the deck, and we're all going to have to be keeping outside, I'm afraid. But it's a small ship. We're built for speed, not for storage.
Oh, I see.
It's one of those, I'm afraid. Hey, you guys knew what you were signing up for, didn't you?
No, I just...
This Lady Riverwall. What do you know of her?
Yeah.
Not very much, I'm afraid. And Leighton sort of pokes up. No, she's I've never actually met her. I've only ever dealt with that, the assistant bloke. Hangs around with him. Demon man. I don't know what he is.
Demon?
Yeah, like me. Tiefling! That's it, Tiefling! Oh, I knew I should know that.
The hand goes off there.
Yes!
Races are tricky.
Right. Yes, exactly. She sort of looks over to the captain.
Really?
You'll understand in a second.
Really tricky.
Sacha sort of looks over and I believe his name is Carmian.
Carmian.
Yes, I'm afraid I've only ever met him as well. He's a bit of a drow fellow, really, a bit of a unsavoury type. But to be honest, if you have to deal with Lady Riverwall, from what I've heard, she's a bit of a bore.
Oh, no. Excellent.
Anyway, we're just waiting for them to arrive, and we'll be shortly off
Great.
to Mount Arnan.
Yeah.
We have supplies docked. We're all prepared. No stops. Straight there and back. Should be good.
How long do you expect this whole journey to take us?
Oh, she's having thinks about it through. It depends on the winds, weathers. Do you reckon this sort of passage, a ship of a sort of regular size, week and a half there? I reckon we can do it in a week.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
adventure.
good tailwind. If we can work our magic, should be able to get there quickly.
Nice.
3-4 weeks until we're back. That should be.
I don't think anything will change by the time we get back.
Leighton
I mean,
sort
all
of
the
nudges
same.
you, not in a rush, are we? Oh, you'll be fine. I'll keep an eye on her. Honestly, I will keep an eye on her. You'll be
Thank
fine. Something else. Right. Anyway, onto the deck.
Excellent.
Crew, attention. And she sort of catches their attention. And there's a couple of sort of people sort of emerge onto the deck. You see two humans, appear to be brother and sister, who have sort of similarities on their face, but one noticeably older than the other. You see, actually, probably for the first time in a little while, a full elven man, with that sort of timeless look to him, but wispy, brown, dirty blonde hair, large sort of black eyes, but very bronzed skin, and you can see toned and muscled, but extremely slight. And actually, that's similar. We see a lot of resemblance between the way that Theren is built and this individual, but to an extreme. Definite strength, but slight, very fey. And a dwarf that pokes his head up from sort of over the banister and goes, "Are we all ready to go?" Fine, you can see, again, that sort of similar look, a female dwarf this, but almost stubble, but not quite. That sort of very large, messy black hair sort of everywhere. They all look like they've spent weeks at sea, even though the boat is
here.
Yeah.
I love it, yeah.
Right, brother and sister, Mirabelle, Joseph, meet and sort of does the introductions. They sort of nod. This is Savian here. A bit of a elven connection, I think. Yeah, I'm sure. Savian doesn't have many people to talk to since we've been here, so she sort of, he sort of just, in Elvish, just sort of down to you, just goes, it's nice to meet you.
As it is you. We'll talk later.
He sort of nods. Best of friends already? Such a sort of hands on hips looking up.
Oh my God.
I knew. And then Blue, you hear this horrible guttural noise coming from the captain, and weird collections of sounds as she sort of looks over to you and just makes the weirdest of noises and gives you a wink and then sort of stares expectantly.
I hold my breath.
Sorry,
She sort of looks.
I don't understand. What?
Oh, sorry, I assumed. Don't worry. And this is Rockle, the dwarf. What do you mean the dwarf? I'm Rockle. Just Rockle. I said, all right, fine. Jesus. God, we haven't even left yet, and you're already getting at me. Fine, right. Anyway, on board, and she sort of takes you up. Your chests, sea chests, are taken on board, all your gunner belongings, and you are shown. Effectively, everything is put on deck in a central location on the main deck, where large areas of tarpaulin are being sort of lifted by the crew. You can see the tents. Ropes have been sort of listed and hung from the masts, and you can see at night sort of tarpaulin will be lifted onto the deck where you'll be sleeping. And it's a small crew. There's only the 5 of us, but it's a quick ship, this one. We'll get there and back before you know it. None of these delays these cargo ships have, all this weight holding them down. We've got food, we've got weapons. That's all we need, really, isn't it? Bit of the tailwind, and we'll go find some world to explore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
great.
good. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Definitely.
Right. And then you wait for an hour.
Oh God.
At this point, the captain is clearly becoming aggravated. You can see Leighton is sort of just started drinking from a hip flask, looks very bored himself as well. The two of them look around, and eventually you just hear this, make way, stand out the way, as you see a tiefling man.
Just remember to breathe, alright?
With a long black coat that sort of does up, way too wrapped up considering it's not warm, but it's not cold. It's sort of autumnal sort of weather, but he's dressed up with scarves, a hat with horns that sort of come up and round, but the hat is still just knitted wool. He looks just completely covered. And he seems to be leading what appears to be a pagoda. A wooden structure, box with elegant and beautiful patterns on either side, and 6 guards with weapons, spears and shields sort of marching alongside it. And you think for a second that they're carrying it, but they're not. The pagoda itself floating about an foot and a half off the ground. And you can see Camion, the tiefling, his hand sort of wrapped in sort of a loose green translucent flame that sort of flickers either side of his hand. He sort of keeps it up, and you can see a similar sort of flame just lifting up the bottom of the pagoda as he lifts it and is clearly sort of bringing it across. Out the way! Shoo! This is important. Lady Riverwall coming through. Everybody, out the way. Sort of pushes him out the way, and Captain Such just sort of leans over, hanging from a rope, as she looks into the crowd, pulls herself back over. Oh God, this is going to be an interesting trip.
I also look over. What do I see?
Well, you know what they say about pagodas? An ability they don't want to leave into the public. I'm hoping we won't see a lot of her. Might be a blessing in disguise.
Really?
If she stays in her box all this trip, it'll be a win, honestly.
But that's really weird though, right? If we don't see her at all.
People with
How do
money.
we know if she's in there though?
She's paying, I don't care. Why would you pay to send a box?
But why would you need 3 people to guard it?
There's 6 people.
Oh, sorry.
Well, because she's worth a lot of money.
But it might, not seeing her, rather, might actually be a bit of a blessing.
No, my interest is piqued. It's my mission to find out what she looks like.
Well, you're the only one with noble connections.
Maybe she's heard of Amble Grounds.
I can turn invisible. No, that's a bit pervy.
Yeah.
Eventually the pagoda is sort of brought to the side of the boat. You Captain Sarcher? She sort of looks up. Yes, and I assume this is Lady Riverwall. Is this it? What do you mean, is this it? The falling star. This is what you charted. He sort of looks at it and goes, fine. And sort of like, and with a sort of a gesture, there's a ripple in the flames that come down his arm, and the pagoda is lifted into the air and sort of pushed on top of the ship. There's a moment where it sort of floats above, and then as the ship sort of lifts in the water slightly, as the weight lands on it, and she goes, he's like, can I, and lifts himself up into the ship through the gangway and sort of hushes the pagoda, leans over the ship and goes, you're all dismissed. Back to the mansion. And they all kind of
She's got a mansion.
and then sort of march away back off in sort of regiment. As Carmen sort of hustles to the box, puts his hand on it for a second, sort of leans in, sort of nods. There's a wince, and
Can we hear anything?
make a perception check.
Sweet. Perception.
All of us? Or
Yeah.
It's 2. 6! Fuck!
Perception 14.
14.
I'm just staring at Captain Sarcher going,
Every now and then you get a look.
It's alright, this is good for him.
Or
No,
in the
you
hat
don't
as well.
hear anything.
Don't hear anything.
No, not from your distance, unfortunately.
It's not in there.
As the sort of the box is sort of left there, it's a big box. It's about 8-9 feet tall and wide and about 20 feet long. It's a fairly large box.
Huge.
That is a ridiculous waste of space.
She sort of, Leighton, is this coming with us? And he sort of looks at, oh, I would appear so. I looks through the list. No, I just want Lady Riverwall. Well, she's a bit funny. We've heard stories of the fact that she doesn't like to be seen in public, but this is fair enough. You've got a box. Ladies in a box. Carmian at this point sort of jostles over. Captain Sarcher, we should make our way now. Lady Riverwall is she's impatient to be off. This no time can be lost. And she's right.
Wow.
Okay then. Well, Leighton, I guess we'll see you soon. I sort of like, oh, better you than me.
See you later.
See you all.
Wish the best to our 3 friends.
Oh, we will. Don't you worry.
I shouldn't like him, but I do.
He's great. Right, how can we help?
She sort of goes, well, being frank, just, she sort of thinks about it for a second.
Wait till we get an idea of the crazy lady.
Hang on. Yeah, she sort of looks around. Well, the box it's kind of where we were going to sleep.
So wait, you said she was going to rent your quarters, right? Is she not going to go in there?
Yes, she will still.
Right.
You can see her clinging to the pipes. She does still need the quarters. She needs a few hours to get her sea legs, and then she will move over to the accommodation.
Then what will happen with that once the lady is in the quarters?
Do you want us to take it down?
No, that won't be necessary. I am dealing with all of Lady Riverwall's requirements, all of her needs. I am her personal servant, and I am an accomplished arcane practitioner. I shall look after her.
Wonderful, but in regards to that, it's where we were planning to sleep.
Yeah.
I bet he can make it shrink or something.
She sort of looks over at you. Oh, yeah, something like that. I would deal with it.
Wow.
Don't you worry.
Okay.
You wouldn't understand. It sort of looks over.
You wouldn't understand, Theren.
Can we go? Lady
you want to
Riverwall is
understand
impatient. She's asking when we'll be leaving. You can see Captain Sanchez sort of goes, right, okay, right. Just stand out of the way. Crew, ready for disembarkment? And sort of claps her hands, and everybody sort of gets listing, sort of moving ropes away. The boat sails are sort of brought down as it slowly makes its way. Captain Sarcher sort of goes to the back to the wheel, spins it, and starts bringing the boat out of docks. Sails start to pick up the wind as it's sort of the boat, the falling star, catches the wind and starts to pick up speed and make its way from the Ibrit. 5 minutes, and already the rock beginning to shrink behind you as you make your way southerly direction towards Mount Arnan. On the expedition. You get about 25 minutes out of the city. Ybrit, very distant on the horizon now behind you. As the falling star has picked up some speed, it seems a lot quicker. It's lower in the water and it's a smaller vessel than the Athena. Already the rocking begins to not get to the three of you, but it is a less stable ride than the Athena, which seems to bounce. The waves are slightly heavier than they were before. It's a rougher seas as the boat begins to pick up speed. And Captain Sarcher goes, Rocco, are we good? Sails are ready? Yes, Captain. Sort of comes up, right. And Mirabelle, are we good to go? And she sort of smiles and goes, yep, Captain, give him what we've got. And she goes, right. My crew, are we all ready?
Yes.
And she sort of looks to the sky and there's a crackling of lightning in her eyes. There's literally arcs of lightning come down and she sort of smiles to the air and you feel the air around the ship begin to swirl. And then there's a moment where she goes, forwards we go. And the waves, the sails just catch and the boat just lurches forward as suddenly the wind changes and hits the boat full sail as you are pushed forwards. You would reckon 50% quicker than the Athena was travelling. It really starts to pick up speed now. As you see, a constant, just a force of will as Captain Sart just smiling behind the wheel as this sort of just catches the wind. Every now and then she seems to sort of grab a piece of the air and throw it towards. You see again the sail push forward as it pushes in and it gets everybody over.
Do you have storm envy?
I say nothing. Stare at her.
Yeah. A couple of hours in, Carmian sort of comes over. Captain, are we always going to be this rocky? Can the ship go no smoother than this? Lady Riverwall doesn't like rocking, isn't it? And she sort of looks around. Well, I see, young fellow. She does want to arrive at her destination, doesn't she? Oh, well, yes. With expediency, yes. But can you not make it go any smoother? No. No, unfortunately, this is a one-mode transportation, I'm afraid. She sort of picks up and is like, oh. Fine, well, are the quarters ready for her? And the captain sort of, you can see the eyes crackling and sort of dim down as the ship sort of settles down a little bit more. I guess if the room's done, right? Joseph, come help me. And you see the man sort of emerge from sort of ropes as he's been sort of adjusting some of the sails. The crew begin to relax a little bit now the ship has lost some of the speed. I'm still moving rapidly.
Everyone's
fairly quickly, but he sort of comes in. The two of them disappear into the sort of main hold of the ship for sort of 20 minutes and sort of come out and go, well, the quarters are ready. Anything? Do you need a hand? Is she okay to walk? No, that's quite fine. Can everybody stand back a second? Sort of moment where the captain sort of looks at the crew and go, what? What do you mean? Lady Riverwall wants some space. She requests that nobody looks upon her. She requests privacy.
Why?
She is a lady of privacy and asks that you respect it. After all, she is paying for this trip.
I can make her invisible.
No, why would she want that?
Because then no one can see her. Super privacy.
No, just stand back.
Okay.
He sort of looks. And notices the crew are, and probably the three of you are still all looking, even if you push back a little bit.
Just everyone's taking like half a step back, but it's still staring.
There's a moment where he goes, and sort of Comian sort of like pushes back, and you see him again, just sort of listen, sort of lean in on the chest. And just for a couple of seconds, he sort of rinses again and shakes his head and sort of gets back down. Right, you're all not making this very easy.
Look the other way. Come on, guys.
Wait, is he not talking at all? He's just... It looks...
Make a perception check.
Alright.
I'd also like to join in on that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 21.
It's not a 21.
21. No, you can't hear a thing. You can't hear a thing. It's he doesn't seem to be talking.
Okay.
He seems to be emoting, but not talking. There's a moment where you see him sort of like his coat, he's already sort of hunching it over and he sort of clicks over. Lady Riverwall needs her privacy. Goodness me. You're all... whatever. As the crew just they haven't bothered looking.
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Well, if you're going to be like that, then honestly, and he sort of, there's a ring around his finger, and he just sort of twists it and clicks, and there's an orb of darkness.
No! Fuck!
Springs out 20 feet.
God,
and actually, probably Aubrey, one of the closest people, just darkness envelops you. You suddenly cannot see a thing. The rest of you on the ship suddenly see this bubble of darkness where the light just seems to stop. There's no shadow. There's no light. There's no nothing. There's no movement. It's nothing for about 15 seconds.
I'm blind.
As suddenly the bubble starts to move, it just sort of bobs and bobs, and then makes its way towards the back of the ship. Nothing seems, and then there's a as the door closes.
Can I hear any like 2 pairs of footsteps or anything like that?
Perception check.
God damn it.
I just want to come out of the game for a second
one.
to say, I knew you were going to punish me for not going straight for invocations.
I don't know what you mean.
Natural
did you
one,
do
so-
another paladin level?
Yeah.
You fool!
Instead of getting invocations, which obviously Devil Sight would have been like the first one.
Nicely done, Ryan.
Damn.
This was decided a long time ago. It wasn't really. There's a click as the orb disappears back into sort of like a point as you see the hand in the ring swoop in as the door closes. And the box isn't there anymore. The deck is empty.
She's the box. She must be. How else could it be?
I mean,
What happened? We were looking the other way.
that wouldn't be my first guess.
But it's gone.
The captain sort of at this point, you can see Sarcher is sort of coming and goes, I'm sorry, I didn't realise we'd be having magic like this on my vessel. This is, Have you all seen anything like this before?
I'm a bit of a practitioner.
I've
really?
seen him do something
But nothing
similar.
Draconic
Why
ancestry.
not?
It just comes in the blood. We should compare notes sometime. Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. But you love making new friends.
I do.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
That might be quite good for
Yeah.
you to talk to our captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure she could teach you all sorts of things.
Maybe the lightning thing.
I mean, that was cool.
Why thank you.
Do you think you could teach that?
It's I wouldn't know how, to be honest.
Okay.
It's sort of something I can do.
I mean, just share your experiences.
Well, we've only just met, but I
This sounds
appreciate
pretty deep.
I
yeah.
appreciate the efforts to connect. Anyway, we'll all get to know each other. We've got at least a week at sea.
You know.
We have alcohol plenty.
Yeah.
I can see from our
Say
skate
what?
friend here. You have instruments. We had
I-
some music. We
I
haven't had
do.
music on the ship for some time.
That's true.
Fantastic. We all get to know each other splendidly.
Maybe your
I'm sure.
stories can go entertain Lady Riverwall.
I don't get the impression she's up for entertaining, but
I don't think you've seen when Blue rolls a natural 30 and entertains a whole team of tabaxis.
natural 30.
It was a it's sorry.
There was 30
Oh.
in the audience. They were all rapturously
Yeah.
entertained.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Oh,
And they're
wow.
all natural, no clothes.
Okay. Great. Well, I'll get to saving the ship, and
I'll go do my job.
yeah, well, no, there's no jobs for you to do.
No.
Just yeah, keep on the lookout, and
Music be nice.
if you want, yeah, go for it. I'm not going to stop you.
Sweet.
I play.
No.
Badly.
You say badly. What's
You
that?
Yeah, I was gonna say
17.
Still too
if there's a natural
Like
6 on the
that.
dice, guys.
perfect. Okay. What I would like is for we have about. Okay, can each of you roll a d20 for me? As the ship sails into the day.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I got you.
4.
4,
Natural 1.
15.
15. The day passes seemingly without incident. You will keep an eye out. As night begins to set, you see the sun beginning to set, with that fantastic sunrise that happens at sea, beautifully large sky, the oranges and the pinks and the purples all begin to set on the sky. The captain sort of comes down from her wheel. The crew, well, being frank, I was hoping the three of you, would you be able to take watch between you while the crew take some rest? The ship is, we can sail through the night. Between the crew, we can keep the ship sailing at night, but it's the day that we get the gusto. That's when I can, we can really give the ship some movement. So we kind of put it a little bit on autopilot at night. But the three of you, you all good to take watch?
Yes, that's
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. Well, I shall leave the three of you to it. Any danger? Just wave your hands. I don't know. Shout. I'm
Is
sure we'll
there
think of something.
not some sort of bell or alarm system that you have?
No, we just tend to shout and
It's a small boat.
yeah,
Ship.
whatever.
It's a
I'm not particularly fast.
That's refreshing.
No,
Is
well,
there,
thank
is
you.
there a protocol for Lady Grimmauld? Should we get attacked, does one of us just go rush in and say, we're being attacked?
Well, as long as
I
she's in the
hope-
quarters, I'm hoping that if we get boarded, this is another question.
Yes.
Normally dangers from sea either approach from the sea or from the air. As long as they stay inside the cabin, they should be fine. Unfortunately, there's nowhere really for us to go on deck. We're kind of out on deck.
So we all have to go into the quarters if we're attacked. I like it. That's fine.
Well, not quite.
No?
No, I checked it earlier. They do appear to have locked it.
What?
Yes.
Did you give them the key?
No.
Okay.
I have bloody magic users.
Yeah.
We're the
Terrible people.
worst.
I know. I
We are
know.
not the worst.
I mean, I could unlock it, but I get to the
No.
point. I get to the point where it's just a hassle. I've tried fighting with these nobility types before. I'm just going to give them a couple of days. If they're really annoying after a day or two, I'll lay some ground rules. But once we're out of turn-back range, I need this commission as much as I'm sure you do. I'd rather get a couple of days out of here, Brits. We can't go back before I start laying down the ground rules. I think it's only fair.
That's perfectly
Yep,
understandable.
makes sense, yep.
If anything does happen, the crew will bravely hide. And the four of us will see what we can do.
What
Wait.
about the elf? He
Yeah.
seems...
Or the dwarf.
Oh, none of them are real fighters. No, they're all deckhands. They're trained more to keep a ship going. And to be honest, they all want a bit of sleep. So, I mean, they can shoot a crossbow. They can keep themselves relatively busy. But I'd rather not have our crew die in combat. That's the job of the captain. That's the job of... I'd rather the ship sailed out of danger. I mean, to be honest, our trip is normally that we just try and outrun anything that tries to attack us.
All right.
That's
Well,
that's
It
made
is
sense.
indeed. Right, well, I'll leave the 3D to it.
Right.
And she wanders off. A tent has been erected on top of the deck by the wheel. You can see it sort of is left open, and she sort of begins to sort of bunk down for the night. The crew on the main deck with you are all given big canopies that sort of come up tents, and the three of you are sharing one, the crew are sharing another. You have space to sort of lie, your chests are on the deck, and the three of you are left to take a watch for the night. So, who would like to take which watch?
Which watch?
Theren will go first.
Okay,
I'm happy to go second then.
perfect.
Go for that.
Sweet.
Perception.
Yes.
Natural 1.
Oh my god.
Natural 1. You, on the first watch, you're watching and you're keeping an eye out, you're keeping an eye on the horizon. Every now and then you think you see something, but it's just a cloud. And then there's a moment where you think you see something, and then there's a jolt as Aubrey wakes you up as you realise you've fallen asleep for some of your watch.
Sorry, yes. Sorry. Not been sleeping well the last couple of days.
Yeah. You do look tired.
I'm exhausted. I think it's quiet.
Okay, I'll take over. Before you go though.
Yeah.
So your friend, Newbert,
Kasaki.
good connection you have with her? Like,
We
Do you like to sex?
we grew up together essentially.
okay, so one of those. Okay.
We were trained together.
Okay.
Well, why do you ask?
It's just those kind of connections are very important, and I understand why you're fighting for it. And then I'm really awkward about this. If you need to talk about your feelings, maybe talk to Blue. I'm really crap at talking about feelings.
I had to imagine as soon as the word feelings has come out, Theren is just slowly leaning back.
Please talk to Blue about it. I'm not very good at those things.
So you kept me here to tell me not to talk to you
Yeah.
about
Please.
whatever I might be feeling. I mean, she's... No, allow me to
Yeah.
soothe your nerves. She is
Okay.
a member of the Order.
Right.
That is that. We don't have relationships.
Oh. Wow. Bit of a shitty order then, isn't it? You can't have any kind of relationship.
No, but they encourage procreation, but that's...
Oh. Was it that kind of?
No, God, no. I mean, I've not
Now,
even.
this is
I mean,
why we don't talk to me about these sort of connections. That's why
I'm going to go to
Go
bed.
to bed,
All right. Have a good watch.
Cool.
Good night.
Freaking Theren out on a daily basis.
Wonderful. I love it. Absolutely love it. Second watch. Make a perception check.
That is an 18.
18. Your watch seemingly passes without incident. It's Blue. Comes to relieve you.
Oh!
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
19.
19. And again, as the sun begins to rise, your watch ends seemingly without incident.
Can I cast sending?
Yes, you can.
Yes! Okay.
Whoa.
Crap.
What the hell is
I'll let
this?
you do it towards the end of...
Hi Dad, it's Blue talking to you magically. Fancy iron, but very expensive, so got a job. You can reply 25 words. Bye!
Blue! Blue! Is that you? How are you doing this? You can't cast... This is amazing! Blue! Where are you? Where have you been? Oh, this is fantastic! Would you please Skype?
Oh my god.
Oh, that's Dad!
I can't wait for more sending with Blue. Dad edition.
Well, I got 2 spells that no.
Amazing.
Fantastic. The second day, again, the boat is just pushed further south. The pace and the relentless motion of the boat it's exhilarating, but it's tiring as well. Just you feel like you've constantly got to be on edge to brace yourself against the boat impacting against the waves. It really hits things. Your cargo, per se, very much keep themselves to themselves. Carmian appears 3-4 times a day to go and pester the captain about various things, various bits and pieces. Lady Riverwall she's tired. Are you sure you can't steady the ship? Or the food you provided, is there anything better than what you've got? Or blah blah blah. And the captain just every time rebuffs and sort of, it's very polite and diplomatic, but is along the lines of, I'm not going to help you. Go away. I'm going to be helpful without being helpful. As the day passes on, is there anything you'd like to do during the day as you sail? Just keeping yourself to yourself?
Yeah. I want to talk to Blue.
Hey Theren!
How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
No. How are you?
Thinking things. Little confused, but I'm okay.
What's confusing you, my friend?
She's very similar looking to me.
Yes. Do you
But
know what she is?
The captain.
Yes. No. As in, you know how Aubrey is human
Yeah.
and I'm a half elf?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what she is?
She said draconic.
Yes, Dragonborn is the colloquial term.
Starting to think about things. Huh. I think I've got a few sending spells to prepare. Oh yeah, I can do this thing where I, talk to someone. 25 words.
Anyone?
Anyone I know, kind of.
You have to know them.
Yep. No one, know of them.
Oh, that closes a few. And know of them.
No, I kind of have to have known them.
Have met them.
Yeah,
Okay, that closes the door.
I think.
All right. Well, I hope that it goes okay.
Yeah, thanks, Theren.
If you need to talk about these questions that you have rightly popping up in your mind, I'm here. Apparently, Aubrey doesn't like it if you talk about feelings near her. So.
Oh, no, I kind of got that.
Yeah.
We've known her for a couple of weeks.
Yes, but last night she felt the urge to tell me afresh. It was odd.
But she openly came to you to tell you to not speak to
She
her.
came to me to ask me about my friend, the one you almost met, and then to say, if you have any feelings on this, I'm paraphrasing, if you have any feelings on this, talk to Blue, Not me.
Do you want to talk?
No.
Okay.
In fact, the only thing that made me want to talk about was what a strange thing that was to say.
Yeah, she's a angry lady.
Yes, very odd. Anyway, you're a busy man.
Yep.
If this is strange for you and you need to,
Thank you, Theren.
you're welcome.
I'm thinking. It's
Alright.
hard. Really hard.
Let me know if you need anything else.
Will do.
Oh.
Perfect. Okay. At the end of the second day, again, Carmian makes his way out and whispers something into the captain's ear, to which she sort of is confused about and just fine. And the two of them disappear into the sort of captain's quarters. Half an hour passes.
At this point, we're all just like,
Yeah, everyone's
The
just
sun
around.
slowly begins to set. You can see the crew begin to not look around, but sort of notice the captain's not there and begin to sort of start bringing the ship into its sort of night mode, effectively cutting the sails slightly, bringing things to a much more stable output, making sure the tents are erect and sort of set up. And another half an hour goes by and the sun really begins to set and it begins to get dark. The lanterns are lit. Would anyone like to take first watch?
Don't go first.
15.
15. Okay. So, you. Oh, hang on.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, there is an hour or two pass. The two of you, I assume, eventually go make your way to bed, or are you staying up?
I'm
or?
staying up. I want to see if I can catch when the captain comes out at all.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see where.
Fine. I will say,
Yeah.
because of the way the watch system works, the three of you normally take it in turns. You sleep. You can wait up during Blue's watch,
Yeah.
but you run the risk
Oh,
of becoming tired.
right.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Go to bed. You can do it. I'm not.
I
Gonna
know.
stop you.
I'm gonna stay up.
I can wake you if something weird happens.
No. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Okay.
Just back to my own watch.
Perfect.
Staring at the door.
About an hour in, as it really begins to get dark, the crew have bedded down. You can see Mirabelle is stayed up and is sort of helming the ship. The sea really begins to start churning. The wind is picked up. There's a real sort of venom to the rain that starts to calm down. Blue, you end up having to sort of huddle yourself under the tarpaulin, which you can see out either side, but even the two of you have to push yourselves closer to get out of the rain, which sometimes whips around the wind as the rain really starts, and then a flash from the distance as rumbling thunder and lightning from a distance starts to ruffle as you are sailing into it.
I grab my crystal bead and prepare for 10 minutes and create Lumon's tiny hut over myself, which stops the rain completely.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Perfect. So,
Just launch that on us.
describe what the spell does.
So, okay, let's bring it up. So, I spend 11 minutes as a ritual, and a 10-foot radius dome appears around you and up to 9 medium or smaller creatures in the area. So I could cover it. If I'd pre-prepared, I would have talked to you guys about the spell fails if there's a creature. The dome is immobile until there's, well, I guess, immobile on a surface,
right.
hopefully. Until the spell ends, you can make the inside be dimly lit or dark. The outside is opaque of any colour you choose, but is transparent on the inside. So
Yeah.
Creatures and objects in the dome area, when you cast a spell, can move through it freely. Everything else is unable to enter. And spells and other magical effects can't enter per the other end. The dome's atmosphere is always comfortable and dry, no matter the outside weather.
Perfect.
Wow.
Perfect.
Am I outside the dome?
It's just over the blue.
I'm sure you can get into the dome. It's the
10
thing
feet,
about-
I would drag you on
Ah!
the thing. Oh yeah, I forgot I could do this.
So you're dry, and the wind, the noise is stopped. It's, yeah, very nice. Very calm. You can still see out of it.
Yeah.
Perfect. What is your perception check?
15.
15. Okay.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear it before you see it. The wind howling, picking up. There's a real wail to the noise, to the wind. There's a sort of just a howling gale that buffets against your hut but doesn't come in. You can see the tent, weirdly, the top of the tent, totally calm whilst the rest of it flaps around in the wind. They're both really starting to rock now. As you hear this wail, and it just this horrible moaning wind, the howl, and there's a moment where, just for whatever reason, you suddenly locate noise. The wailing is localized. There is something wailing on the deck of the ship.
I'm already away. don't worry.
At the beginning, yeah. You look out of the front of your sort of tent, and you see at the front of the boat there is a figure, ethereal and white, with robes desperately buffeting in the breeze, white hair and a mouth open, just screaming this wail, this long wail, bloodshot eyes, as it just sort of stares at you. Roll for initiative. You saw it.
Oh my god.
You saw it, which is good.
Is it?
Oof, oof, oof.
Nah. Fine.
We're going first.
Oh, we don't know. That sounds like a lot of dice.
Okay. So, blue.
17.
17. Theren?
20.
20.
Your flat decks.
Yeah.
14.
14.
Oh, that natural 20 then, your roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Using them up.
Theren, you're the first to react. Blue just sort of, you feel Blue go, Theren. And there's a moment where you just bolt away and you're immediately up. You can hear this noise coming from the ship and you go, Blue, Theren. So they're pointing out that way. What would you like to do?
How far away is it?
From inside, it's about 30 feet away.
30 feet?
35 feet. It's difficult, but the boat is rocking. It is storm-like weather. You can see the rain is howling down outside of this hut. That
Oh yeah, you're waking up to this
the
without
blue,
really...
yeah, exactly. The weather has turned. It is a storm. Yeah, you can hear the lightning rumbling in the distance.
Okay, so does that mean it counts as difficult terrain?
It might do.
Okay,
Depends on how stable you're feeling.
How ropey you feel.
Theren is going to turn to Blue and I'm assuming Aubrey's side
I
as
was
well.
staying up watching the door,
Okay.
so yeah.
I'm just going to turn to them and go, same as we normally do. I'll soak up whatever it takes at us. You two can take it down.
Go team, yeah.
And he is going to try and get within melee range, if he can.
Okay. Hang on. Let me just read this quickly, just for a second.
Uh-oh.
Okay, no, that's fine. So
Too much
you
reading.
are about 30 feet away, so you can leave the tent. You're going to try and just approach.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like you to make me an acrobatics or athletics check.
I'm going to take athletics, if that's alright.
Do it. As the boat is rocking backwards and forwards.
11.
11. You get about halfway and there's a lurch as the boat crashes into the ship. You can see this figure like floating and beginning to bellow as her eyes just mercilessly look into you as the ship crashes against the ocean and you stumble. You only get about halfway, so you're 15 feet away.
Great. Eldritch Smite. Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go for it. You lift
All
the
of the
sword up
wandering.
and instinctually
Smite.
point it towards her.
Combine the two.
Feel the energy come out.
Ooh.
17.
17 hits. And don't forget your level 5. And you've got to roll twice separately. The count is 2 attacks. Of
Yeah.
blast.
Oh, sorry. So
Yeah.
8 was on the
Two
first
attacks.
one.
Yeah.
So roll again.
Yeah.
sorry, I thought it was
No,
okay.
no, that's fine.
Yeah,
So the first one hits
Yeah.
and did 8 damage.
Yeah. First one did 8 damage. Second one is an unnatural 20, and that's
Wow.
9 damage.
Nice.
Okay.
So 17.
Perfect. So, force just shoots out, and this time there's a moment where you feel the energy coursing through Bearclaw, and you just embrace it and let it go, and a second beam erupts out with the full potential of this Eldritch blast. You see the first blast smash hitting this creature and just blasting through the chest. It winces as it hits back. The second one hits it in the shoulder as it shrugs back as it flinches backwards.
And before my turn ends, what I'm going to kind of do is sort of flourish the blade, bring it back to my sort of usual defensive stance, glare at the creature and say, I'm about to give you something that you will truly scream about.
Whoa.
And use Baleful Curse on it.
Okay, so what does that do?
Baleful Curse, or Hexblade's Curse, whatever.
Hexblade's Curse. No, but
So-
so I know that
I'm
one.
going to have 2 names for it. It's
I don't
weird.
know, but I should remember that. Baleful Curse is Hexblade's Curse.
So
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
intimidating.
So remember, you should do that before you attack next time. because
Yeah,
it gives you
I
the
forgot
extra-
about it.
No, that's fine. No, next time. We'll
It's been a while since we had a fight.
Yeah, that is
Perfect.
true.
Blue, you see Theren leap into action, go to run towards this creature, and just stumble.
Oh dear.
Ooh, you broke your pencil.
I broke my pencil, I'm so tense. Okay, I'm gonna go get out of the hut so it immediately disappears. And I'm gonna look.
Aubrey's like, come on.
I'm gonna look at it and go, this boat might be rocking, but you're not rocking because you're not cool. Like us. Vicious mockery.
Okay. Fine. Okay, so what's that? What was it? Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, be 16.
Oh, what the
Okay.
hell?
And I get 2d4.
Oh, yeah.
Is it because the length of the thing so...
Was it 16?
Yeah.
Passes.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
nuts.
It's a moment where you reach out with this grip of mental anguish to try and corrupt its mental patterns. And then there's a moment where you realise nothing registers. There's nothing coming back. It doesn't feel like it's working.
Okay. Then I turn to Aubrey. Aubrey, you know. You're the coolest barbarian I know. And you have
Change your voice.
1d8 inspiration.
Excellent.
Perfect. Aubrey, it is your go.
Well, I think I'll do the standard rage. As my
Yeah.
bonus action.
You rage.
Oh, hang on. No. Oh,
She's a basic
can I move?
barbarian.
Can I move forward first?
Yep.
And then rage.
Again, you're about 30 feet away from this.
Yeah, I
creature.
want to try and get to where Theren is.
Okay.
Um,
Perfect. So
Only
again, it's an
15
athletics check.
feet.
Well, I need to do athletics check first.
Yeah.
Athletics is... Yeah, that's 23.
23 does pass. Yeah. So
Sweet.
this time, as the boat rocks, you sort of just push yourself forward,
Okay.
use it in your momentum, and you make up the ground towards this creature as its eyes flick from Theren towards you as you approach.
So is it... So, sorry, because I've got 40 feet of movement now. So am I closer to it than Theren?
You've made up the gap.
All the way to it?
Yeah, you've made the 30 feet.
That's what I wanted to check. Alright, then, yeah, rage.
Yeah.
And my 2 attacks. Oh god, there's so much to think about. Okay, so I range first.
Okay.
Sorry.
Perfect.
Can I do Storm's Aura first then?
Yes, you can.
Alright.
So is that dexterity saving
Yes, 13 to beat.
throw? That is a 4.
Yay, 5
Nice.
lightning damage.
5 lightning damage. You see the arc of lightning as this almost seems to be sucked down from weather, comes round Aubrey, strikes into this creature, but it just seems to almost go through it, just coming out the other side. Suddenly what seemed to be a creature of substance takes on an incorporeal form as the lightning streaks through it, as it stares at you continuously, not even wincing.
Nothing we can do about that. Yep, I'm gonna... 4, Fuck it, yeah. I'm gonna reckless both my attacks. So.
Reckless attacks. Okay,
Yeah, so
go for
first
it.
attack.
You
is
see Aubrey swing at this creature.
natural
Very well
20 on
Natural
the first
20.
one, and I'll roll for the next one as well. Oh no, not as good. Sorry. That is a 16 to hit. Sorry.
16.
Yeah.
So both hit. Critical hits, obviously, and then 16 hits.
Oh god. Okay. So
So roll.
the first one is we're doubling the dice, right? Or we're rolling.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's 18 plus 4 plus 2.
24.
24. Thank you.
24
On the
points
first
of
on the
damage.
first one.
Okay, yep.
And then on the second one, that's a 12 plus 4 plus 2, which is
18.
18. Thank you.
Oh.
Okay. You see
Wow.
Aubrey just scream and swings at the axe. The axe passes straight through the middle of this creature.
Yeah.
You see the robes and the clothing get pulled and tugged and ripped as it reforms the other side. The second one comes through and arcs upwards this time, ripping its thorn. And again, just starts reforming as you don't feel as much resistance as you should. Just coming through. It seems to, it winces and pulls back from the attacks, but
Yeah.
it's not as, there's no grip
there's
on
nothing
it,
there. Yeah.
unfortunately.
Fine.
Um,
That's everything.
as you approach and you attack in front of the ship, however, you do see, which the others hadn't seen with their passive perceptions, but now you're closer, a hand on the railings as the second figure is coming
Oh
up.
no. Fuck.
You see a second form, this equally haunted but a younger face this time, but equally as bloodshot and drained and ghoulish and scary as it rises above. You see a hand just sort of go and grab Aubrey on the shoulder as it will go to try and make an attack against you.
Oh god.
With advantage.
Yep.
So that is a 17 to
It
hit.
does hit.
It does hit. Okay.
It'd be nasty. Oh, that sounds
Alright,
nasty.
you take 16 necrotic damage
Proceeding.
as you feel this hand grab you, but there's no physical pain, just a numbness as your life force is drained from you, this cold, corrupting influence. It just sucks the life out of you as its eyes, this constant wail and screaming as the one that's closest to you, that you were attacking, looks at you. And with the wind, the scream picks up and there's this horrible wail that rings into your ears.
Oh,
I'd
what
like
to do?
two of you, because you're within 30 feet, to make me a Constitution saving throw.
You first.
19.
19.
That is a 19 as well.
19. Oh, you guys wanted to pass that. You hear this screaming in your head as again, that sort of like static as your brain clouds over and you wince with a headache as you take
Oh god.
both 11 psychic damage as the scream picks up, but then there's a moment where you shrug it off and suddenly you're free of it. You don't feel like it's got an effect over you anymore. With that, let's just see. Yeah, okay.
Ow.
Right, so back to the top, Theren.
Okay, so seeing the second figure, the first thing Theren does is screams at the top of his lungs, "To arms!" And is gonna close the gap to the one that Aubrey has just swiped at.
Okay, perfect. So you make the distance, make another athletics check because you're moving on the ship.
15.
15. This time with less distance to cross, you sort of pull yourself across the ship, you make up the distance, shield and sword and be ready.
This other thing that's crawling up, how similar to the first ghost thing does it
Well,
look?
now that you're close, they are very
Disgusting.
similar. That horrible white visor. I mean, it's probably easier if I just like show you the picture.
Oh,
Sort
no.
of horrifying
No.
Right. Cool.
ghost
Cool.
No, thank you.
creature.
Cool.
As it
Cool.
lifts itself,
Cool.
but almost
Cool.
floating. It
Cool.
sort of has a hand on the rail, but there's no effort. It just glides up towards
It's
Aubrey
all
and
for
grabs
show.
it. Exactly. You see like a foot has actually passed through the railing as it comes sort of to grab Aubrey.
Okay, then I am just going to run up and stab the one that we've already hit with Bear Claw.
Go for it. Make an attack.
Oh.
No, that's 11.
11 just misses, unfortunately. The sword, you kind of swing as it sort of like looks at you and swipes out as you instinctually as you come near. You sort of go and pull back, and the sword just inches away from its face. You pull back before you sort of bring the sword back and pull your shield. Your battle reflexes know not to jump in too quickly into the fight.
Okay. Bonus action.
Yeah.
I. Yeah, okay, bonus action, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Aubrey.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect. So you focus in on that divine sort of presence that has been building and building in you the last few days. And Aubrey, you feel this glow of warmth, and the area around you starts to visibly brighten slightly. As the deck illuminates, you feel this rush of air sort of spinning around you. So it's your go?
Yes, that's me.
Right, Blue.
Am I 90 foot from Aubrey?
You are about 35
30
feet away from the combat.
You're on another ship.
35 foot from...
From Aubrey. Aubrey's about 30 feet, the creature's about 35.
I'll rush up behind Aubrey.
Oh no.
Okay, so you're going to try and close the gap? So you're 30 feet away, so that's going to be an athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics, that's a 12.
12, no, unfortunately. You get about halfway and you drop to your knees as again the ship crashes into something. You make 15 feet, so you're about 15 feet away now.
That scuppers things slightly.
What are you thinking?
Well, Vicious Mockery didn't work. Did I feel it not work entirely, or that it may have worked if I'd...
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh.
Natural one.
Natural one. You have no idea.
Okay.
What the fuck is
It's a cantrip.
Ghosties!
Not gonna do that again. Okay.
this? You don't know if it was a permanent thing, you don't know if it was a... just to say, past the same.
Crap, why am I a sodding bard?
No! Don't say that.
So I'm gonna turn to Theren. You hard to hit, and you're awesome, and you got a new lady friend at school. It's a D8.
Thank you.
Slightly reassured.
I'm scared.
So it's your
Autumn
movement,
blue.
your bonus action, do you want to do anything with your action?
Can't. No. I'm
All
really.
those spells and you can't do
Can't do it.
Okay.
No. Heat metal. There's no metal. All
No.
this stuff requires touching.
It's almost like you should have taken an attacking spell.
They all suck.
I'm not going
Well,
to say
something's
anything.
better than nothing,
I think
eh?
there's one.
Okay, fine, so you're 15 feet away, you stop there.
Which one?
Okay.
I'm not telling you. I can't tell you.
Aubrey.
So yeah. So there's the one in front of me. How beaten up does it look? As the ghost.
You can make an Arcana check.
Oh, okay. It's a +5. That's a 13.
It's very difficult to
It's a
tell.
ghost.
Its robes seem ripped and it's furious. The other one seems more like just like screaming, like a neutral scream. This one's angry. Its eyes like bearing into the two of you.
Alright, well, don't like that. So yeah, I'm gonna reckless both attacks. Can I make the first one Great Weapon Master?
Yes, you
Yeah, my
can.
bonus.
So, reckless attack.
Yeah, it's a -5, so it'll just be a +2. It's gonna be a 13 to hit.
13 just hits.
I'll roll the next one just reckless. That is a 17 to hit.
17 to hit. Does hit, yeah.
Hey.
Okay, so the first one is 7 plus. Sorry, I've done 7 plus 4. 13 slashing damage. And
Plus
then
10, isn't it?
It's 23 slashing damage.
23. Yeah, it's an important to remember that plus 10.
I'm sorry, bad. And then 13 again.
And then 13.
God, it's so difficult with now 2 attacks.
Yeah, the two just swing. The first one, again, you rip through its clothing. The second one, you slash through its face. It barely just manages to think. You can see its appearance is fluttering and really incorporeal, and it's screaming and shaking and shivering as it desperately grabs out for you. But it's still going.
It's still going.
That's 1 health.
Oh, no, you should have said that.
Right. The one that's damaged, it's falling apart. It screams. Its face just brightens up as it wails furiously at you. Can all of you make a wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom?
Oh,
No.
bad at
Oh,
that.
natural 20.
That's your 20.
16.
16.
That is a 16 as well.
God, you guys are good in these saves. There's a moment where the three of you see its horrifying visage, this terrible, the injuries, the wailing, its furious, deathly expression, the damage that Aubrey's done, the impacts it's taken. And there's a moment where all three of you just want to run. And then you and resolve yourselves and steel yourselves as the second one, joining in with the wails of the first, begins to wail and scream, and the noise gets louder and louder and louder as the three of you just begin to just get inundated with the noise, picking above the storm, entering both of your ears and just attacking your sight and your smell and your taste. Everything begins to just hurt. Can you all make Constitution saving throws for me, please?
Shit.
Remember, you have the thing to do,
What? Oh,
but it probably wouldn't make a difference to this roll.
yeah, 5, so it would have to be +8.
Yeah.
So it would be anything.
Constitution 15 for me.
Okay.
5. Shit.
That's 12. 18 for me.
5.
18?
Mm-hmm.
15.
5.
15. 5. The two of you there's a moment where you just, again, this horrible pain, it screams in your ears, it doesn't stop, it just won't stop. It's very Miley Cyrus, I guess. As you both take 17 psychic damage.
17?
Yeah.
Oh.
As it's screaming in your ears, it just
Wow.
rattles and rattles and rattles and rattles. You can see the crew just hiding, have all retreated back on this far side of the ship. They've all just covering their ears and watching, and just sort of like, one of them is desperately knocking at the door. It's Theren, the noise. It just gets louder and louder and louder, and you feel just this cramping. Everything in you just like cramps up, and there's a moment where you go, and then you just both see Theren collapse forward. You are now on 0 health.
Oh no!
As the wail encompasses you and you pass out.
Okay.
It's all good.
Is it?
The two of you do hear, however, the noise, sort of the knocking at the door, the back door kicks open, and you can see the captain, Archer, just looking out, what the fuck is going on? And you can see sort of like adjusting, seeing everything, and just sort of, and she sort of makes her way forward as she sort of starts coming forward. Theren, can you make a death saving throw for me, please?
14.
14. That's a pass. But as the end of your go, Blue.
Rush up, cure wounds.
You're 15 feet away. So can you make an athletics check, please? The boat is just so difficult to transverse across.
That is the same as last time. 12.
12. This time, because it's a smaller distance you're trying to do, you just about stumble. You're on your knees by the time you get there. But you get to Theren.
3rd level, so that's 3d8.
Cure wins.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The outcomes Philip
Can I nick one?
in the rain.
Right.
So that is.
Oh, wow! 8 and 7.
8,
23
16, 23.
plus 5, 28.
28.
Thank you very much.
Jesus Christ.
Thank
That
you.
helps with the 3d6 I rolled and got 6, 6 and 5 on that damage. That was, I think that's karma reversing itself there. Isn't it?
Wow!
Fantastic. Okay. Theren, there's a moment where you've cramped up and suddenly you're on the deck and you're looking up and you feel this like familiar rush of healing. You don't understand how you're on the deck, why you're on the deck, but you recognise the healing and you go, oh.
Oh, it happened again.
Vito, get up and...
So it's your action, your movement.
Yep. Done.
Perfect. Aubrey.
How close is the second one to this one?
They're both within melee range of you.
Just double checking, that's fine. Alright, can I reckless attack the first one then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's attack the first one.
Yes. That's a 22 to
Yeah,
hit.
you're gonna hit. You're gonna kill it.
kill it.
It is out. The axe springs through this creature
Yeah.
as it rips through. And again, the clothing and the material, it tries to heal itself. And you see the fleshy substance underneath, wisping and bellowing away as it fights. And you can see it clawing at itself to just hold itself together. And eventually, just from the wind, there's a last scream as it echoes into the distance, as suddenly it loses it and then it goes down the ship as the speed of the ship just takes it away. That's your first attack.
And then, technical question. So, with Great Weapon Master,
Yep.
obviously that I can attack that. Does that mean I can attack it with both my attacks? So
You've
used one.
You've still got a second attack
Yeah.
because you took the attack option,
Right.
but then you can also make a bonus attack,
Yeah.
third attack.
That's what I want to double
So
check.
you've
So I
got
can do
two more
that.
attacks, yeah.
Sweet. And they're all reckless.
I just have a
Yeah.
general question for future reference. Hexblade's curse heals me when the thing I've cursed dies.
Yes.
Would that still apply if I was unconscious?
So it is not a concentration spell. So yes, it would.
Ooh. So if we kill something you're cursed and you're down, you'll come back up.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I just gained 5 hit
It's
points.
not a
back.
concentration spell, it is just
Are you back up to full? No.
No, 33.
Alright, first attack was 17.
Hit, yep,
My
hits.
max.
And then second attack was 22, so that will hit.
Both hit.
You guys don't need inspiration. I'm going to stop giving it to
I'm
you.
holding it on, so it gets to a point where there's a constitution saving throw and I fuck up.
Yeah. If I'm going to be instantly
First
KO'd.
attack is 11 slashing damage, and the last one is a 12 plus 18 slashing damage.
18. So what was the first one, sorry?
I can't remember. It was like 11. I think it was 11.
11 and 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, too much. You give me another attack.
It's too much
I fuck
damage.
up.
You've got 3 attacks now, you're just
You
going to
don't
do it
fuck
yourself. Okay, fine. The creature just sort of,
Wow.
the axe just starts swinging through it, but you're just not getting any purchase on it as it sort of looks at you. And again, grabs out at you with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a natural 20.
Oh, I'm probably going to go down, I've got to be honest. I'm going to go down.
That is not that great a roll. 8, so double.
Oh, I should have bonused.
18 necrotic damage. As this time it grabs your throat and you see Aubrey just go limp in its arms as it screaming. It sucks the life out of Aubrey, who just collapses to the deck as it swings on its next target.
Does rage only half like bludgeoning and slicing damage?
actual physical damage.
Okay.
Not
Yes.
necrotic,
I
unfortunately.
Good to know.
The captain, sort of seeing what's happening, looks at it, just make my way, it's pushing past the tents. You see a crackling of arcane energy as she sort of spins round, and there's a darts echo forward, three magic missiles sort of bump into this creature as she makes her way down the
Do you want to
deck.
heal or should I?
She's gonna.
I can heal.
5, 8,
You'd be better.
10, 11 damage. As this creature, as it sees the new target, screaming as it's sort of floating idly from side to side. Theren, it is your go on the floor, lying on the floor. Okay.
Can I be up and in melee range?
Yeah, you can stand up, half your movement. Yeah, you're still within melee range.
Great, okay, so I'm going to pull Bear Claw back, and as I go to swing it, I'm going to say, I will send you to your afterlife, monster. And use Valve Enmity on it. So,
Perfect.
and thanks to my most recent level up, I have super advantage.
So Theren he's now level 4 paladin, 1 warlock.
Yes.
And you took a feat, which was elven accuracy.
Yes. So
when Theren has advantage, he rolls 3 dice, not
Bloody
2.
hell.
Which is
What?
brilliant. And he gets +1 charisma as well on top of it, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, it was
So there
great.
we go. So yeah, you have advantage as you feel that divine retribution start to just coalesce on this unholy abomination of a creature, and there's a moment where both you and there's a sense of something beyond you that both say, this has got to go.
Right.
Well, natural 20.
That's
Natural 20.
First roll. Bear claw.
I'm not gonna bother with rolling the other two if you don't mind.
It's fun.
You have a natural 20.
You used it up!
I think we all saw this coming. I'm also gonna smite it.
So that's a D8 for the weapon,
Yeah.
2 D8s for the smite.
Yeah,
That's 3D.
all of which are tripled.
No, just doubled.
just-
Yeah,
doubled. It's the
Sorry,
triple is a
sorry.
level 20.
Yeah, I meant
you
they're
don't
all-
get triple damage. That
All
would be,
three are double.
yeah, so
sorry.
that's 68.
Yeah.
Fucking
And
hell.
then plus your damage. Roll away. Do you want some D8s?
Yeah.
Well, surely I'd only roll 3. Take that number and just.
Double it.
Oh, yeah, but why do that when you can roll all the D8s? That's what I don't get. I always roll double the dice. Why would you not?
Hang on.
All right.
I mean, you've got.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go from me.
Perfect.
All right. You know what? That is satisfying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
thank
when I
you.
hear it,
It's like any wizard.
Okay, 6,
Ooh.
12. That's 10. So 22, 24, 27.
So it's 24 on the dice. What was the dice?
The dice, 6, 12, 22, 20.
We've
Yeah.
rolled 68.
Yeah, so that's 24 on the dice.
Yeah.
you say. And then you add your +4,
Plus 5.
+2. Because remember you got
God.
a dueling.
Oh, yeah, so it's
So
plus
it's
7.
31 damage.
Yeah.
There's too much.
Hang on.
Too much math.
12, 22,
So this is
24, 24 plus 7 is
Paladins,
31.
This is-
31.
31.
It's
Okay.
competitive mathematics. I don't like it. Thank you. I
Okay.
will use this.
There's a moment
You won't need to
where
anyway.
Theren's
Might do.
sword lights up with a blazing light that illuminates the whole of the front deck of the ship as it passes through
Thank you.
this creature with a shriek as white flames rip up and down it. You can see it starts to burn with this holy fire as it screams and wails around from it.
It's not an undead, is it?
It is.
Oh, I get an extra D8 then.
And does this
So
is
with
double?
31,
Well, it's an 8.
it's 39, 47 damage. Okay, fine. Right, it is dead. The sword passes through it as the thing erupts into flame. You almost see like
Shit.
light.
47!
For a moment, you feel light almost
Wow.
illuminate from above you as this thing is just ensorcelled and burned and smited from this plane of
Fucking
existence.
hell.
As Theren, you can see the wind of this impact, this design sense, he lights up. There's this glowing aura around everything. Bear claw, flamed in white, just sort of fluttering out as its sword passes through it. This creature there's nothing left of it, just burns into white flame and smoke as it disappears.
Wow.
Holy moly!
We're out of combat. And that's where we'll leave it for today.
No!
I think that's a great place to leave it for today.
Wow.
Wow! Fucking hell!
47.
47 damage with a single crit smite. That's
Okay.
going to be a fun combo, this one.
That's
This is going to be
amazing.
great.
Try and beat that.
Theren from
Gotta
the
love
dead
paladins.
Prizes.
Thank you very much for
Yeah.
watching, everybody. Join us next time as we see how the party.
When is our next one going to be? Because we're not.
Yeah, we break
not
up
next-
Christmas.
New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna be a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys!
Merry Christmas. Have a lovely
Even though this will be after
celebration.
Christmas, way.
Wait.
Have some good time off. Enjoy New Year, and we'll see you ready to go.
Wow.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Fuck it out.
47!
That's insane.